want to welcome to the stage a good friend of mine, Gwynna Forgham-Thrift!
Hello, how's it going? Cool, yeah, how's everyone doing? I feel like lately I've just been at like a 14 out of 10 like all the time. It's like, what are we, like day 26 into our new America? And I feel like I've had like 9 birthdays. Yeah, it's just like, I feel like it's like I'm always at that moment where I wake up after drinking too much and my laptop is playing the Macarena at full blast right when I open it, practically trying to turn down the volume. Yeah. So something pretty crazy happened the day before the inauguration. So my mom called and she had just returned home from visiting her sister and opened the door and found 5 inches of water in our entire house. Yeah, my house was flooded, baby! Yeah, so I don't know, it was like a little tiny plastic piece that popped off a toilet in my house, which seems like a freak accident, but since it was my bathroom, I have like a small theory that it was also just like God's super lazy attempt at still trying to Noah's Ark us homosexuals. Yeah, because it was like, I don't know, I haven't lived there in like 8 years now, but he's like finally catching up and he's like, oh yeah, you just like, I know what you were doing, you watched Twilight like 1,000,000 times in high school and still told everyone it was for the articles. But I learned a lot through this experience and like, how many really weird jobs there are and like weird things that people have to do. Because there was like all these things that had to happen to come and help get like all the water and shit out of my house. And one of the main dudes was this guy. He ran like a specialty textile company that's to come in and they like take everything that's like cloth or whatever out of your house. And so one of the things that this guy was put in charge of was taking all of our clothes, and then he had to make like an essentials bag for my mom. So my mom shows up to our hotel. These are the things, and this is the truth of what was in this bag. So it was like a nice selection of summer clothes from the middle of January. Granted, it's Florida. 0 women's underwear. None of her underwear. One pair of my brother's silky Scooby-Doo Christmas boxers that he got as a joke like 1 year in high school. My brother's track and field onesie from high school that he forgot to return, and a rock hard baguette. So yeah, I know. There's a lady in the front just like, which was exactly my face when I got this text message from my mom. So I have to think this guy like walked in my house and clocked my mom and was like, yeah, this lady looks like she's about to run the old bread relay race. He's just like so clueless as to what women's underwear is. He was like running around my house just like grabbing random items and guesses. It's just like, I got a long one, I got the full body, I got bread. I don't know. But I learned a lot about myself through this process, which was very enlightening. So my mom, I called, have it in my bathroom, so she was like, your room took the hardest hit or whatever. We saw your furniture or whatever. And my first thought was, oh shit, they're gonna find, because they sent my cousins in to like clean everything up. I was like, they're gonna find the American Girl doll book, You and Your Body, hidden under my mattress still. If you're unfamiliar with this book, it is a book that you give to like a 10 or 12-year-old that teaches you about like your period and your boobs and like all the great things about being a woman, which I grew to really like even as a much older teenager because it is very informative about the female body. A lot of like pictures and like good shit like that. Luckily, I guess I had the foresight to move it before I left because it wasn't under there. So I won, guys. This textile guy. So my brother and I went back down to help her out and like clean this shit up. And I got to meet this gem of a man who ran the textile company, and he's one of those guys that talks like you know exactly what he's talking about, even though he does like the most insanely specific thing in the entire world. That it's like. He kept being like, yeah, we gotta take all the dog beds, we're gonna ozone them, and we gotta ozone the dog beds to get all the stuff out, so we put it in the ozone. And I'm like, dude, I have a bachelor in fine arts, so my best guess is what that means is it's gonna turn into like the liquid metal from a Capri Sun commercial. And then this guy was like, yeah, also I gotta go use the bathroom. It might take a while because I'm wearing a my son's full track and field onesie. That's underwear. All right, that's my